MySolarBackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to MySolarBackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Calben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Calben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want to stop tyranny? Well, so does he. Live from the Infowars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
Okay, let's go through 5 calls in the next 5-6 minutes, and then I want to get into a bunch of financial and world news, and we'll go back into your phone calls. But Mike in Illinois, you're on the air worldwide. Good to talk to you.
Hi there, Alex. Good to talk to you. I just want to employ you and your audience to read the book of Jasher that was written by Samuel in the Bible and the book of Enoch. It ties right in to what's going on, the genetic modification, a half bear, half man by the 12...
yeah, there is a lot of crazy stuff even in Ezekiel and in Genesis with genetic mixing and humans being mixed by these weird people flying around in big ships. I mean, I challenge folks to go actually read the Bible for yourself. It's some pretty interesting stuff in it. But, you know, I really don't get into all of that. I just get into what I can absolutely document that's happening right now. You know, I tell the public for 20 years they've had part spider, part goat creatures, and I get letters all the time that I'm a stinking liar. They won't search the term spider goats, or that they've got a mouse with a human brain, or that we've got on our dinner table scores of different so-called plants that grow their own pesticides in them that we're eating, and that attack our liver and cause all sorts of problems. And I can't get folks to admit what's real, you know, much less what's speculation. Very interesting, Mike. Tom in Florida, you're on the air. Moving quick here. Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, Alex. How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I was on Paxil for about a year in 99 and 2000, and I just want to tell you everything you're saying about the effects of that is 100% correct. It was crazy, Alex. I mean, literally the first month I was on this stuff, all I thought about doing was killing myself, like nonstop. And back in 99, Paxil was a relatively new drug, and I started getting these panic attacks, and I thought that I had something physically wrong with me.
And let me guess, the doctor, when you went and complained, the quasi-psychologist, isn't really a real doctor, said, don't worry, you need another drug on top of it.
Yeah, you'll love this. I went to all these doctors, like regular doctors. Finally, I went to an internist because I kept thinking, well, maybe I have food poisoning or something. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. So the internist goes, there's nothing wrong with you. Go see a psychiatrist. Right? So I go to the psychiatrist, and literally within 5 minutes of sitting down with this guy, he says, okay, what's wrong with you? So I tell him what's wrong with me. He goes, yeah, you have what's called panic disorder. And he says, I want to put you on Paxil. That's what you need. And back then, they weren't telling people that you had suicidal thoughts. All he said to me was, all right, you're going to feel worse for like a couple weeks, and then it'll kick in, and then you'll start feeling better.
Yeah, but let's be clear. Let's be clear. I can't tell you how many times on a train or in a restaurant, I've been sitting there next to women mainly for some reason going, yeah, I'm really feeling suicidal and really depressed. And the woman will like, but... And usually it's some young woman with her mom or something, but they say now that I'm on 3 different ones, I'll feel better, but I wasn't like this before I went on it. And in the drug trials of the serotonin reuptake inhibitors, massive suicides, massive killings. I mean, cops will tell you every time they pull up and a woman's chopped their kid up, they go, yep, look in the medicine cabinet. They're going to be on it. I mean, the cops knew this 20-something years ago. It is a hallucinogen. They are in the hallucinogen family. And, yeah, you know, if you took LSD every day, most of the time you'd have a good trip, but other times you're going to go nuts and jump out a window or kill your kids. And that's what these are. And marijuana, I get these idiot emails going, why are you bashing marijuana all of a sudden? Look, I'm for decriminalization, but marijuana is a powerful drug, and it's great for most people that have anxiety or problems. But with schizophrenics, it will make them go into paranoid episodes. It's in the hallucinogen class. Okay, I've actually done the research. So it's not reefer madness for 99.9% of people. But for paranoid schizophrenics, they get dangerous on marijuana. It's a fact. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. Well, you were making a point.
No, that's all right. I was just saying also that what the serotonin drugs do to you is they make your whole body feel like you're falling asleep and you're kind of floating away. All your like nerves become really tingly, and it's a terrible feeling. I mean, one day I woke up after a year, Alex, and I just said, I got to get off. This is awful.
Well, here's the deal. Do not go off cold turkey. That causes a lot of the shootings. You go off that stuff cold turkey, it is going to be bananas. You got to go off very slowly under physician's care. I want to tell everybody that. That's what the physicians have said on this show. I'm not getting medical advice. If you go off this stuff, you got to be deadly serious about it, because sodium fluoride, as medical doctors have reported, is an adjuvant to serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and they magnify the effects of it. But how did you get off of it?
I just did it myself, man. I knew I had to get off it slowly. I knew that. So I just weaned myself over like a 2-month period. I just gradually cut down.
No. You were wanting to commit suicide. Did you ever think about killing people?
I was thinking about that. I don't remember thinking that, but this is the weird thing, Alex. You don't just think about generally killing yourself. You think about specific ways to do it. Like, I would walk down a street. I lived in New York City at the time, and you'd look at like a tall building, and you would think, I could go up there and just jump off the roof and end this right now.
Yeah, and what's happening is they're putting 10, 12, 13-year-olds, especially girls who are very suggestible, on these. They're committing suicide en masse, and they don't even tell the parents, hey, this makes you commit suicide. It's like, here you go. Bye-bye, little girl. Have a nice day. And I appreciate your call. Now, when I'm driving through traffic, and I'm going 65, and I see a panhandler on the corner, I think about, if I was to swerve, I'd kill that guy. Not because I'm thinking about I want to kill him. My brain's like, okay, there's a car pulling up at that stop sign. He could run it. Let me slow down a little bit in case they, run that stop sign. Or I'm coming up to a red light. Okay, that bum looks really drunk. That red light's probably going to change the green before I get there, but he may wander out in the road. I better get over in this other lane. But see, somebody who's put on a serotonin reuptake inhibitor, it gets rid of impulse control. And so you're in a hallucinogenic dream state is the best way, is what it does. And so you're just like, oh, it's a dream. Well, I'll just, run him over. And it's not that you're even wanting to be homicidal. It's that your brain's having those calculations. Okay, watch out, I could run over that bum. Okay, there's a truck coming there. You got to have defensive driving. The brain's taking it all in, changing the radio. I'm scanning. And I mean, these women that kill their kids and husbands, but predominantly here, it's like, I don't know. I just couldn't stop thinking about drowning my children. So I got them all dressed nicely and took them each one in and put them under the water. The 8-year-old, the 7-year-old, the 5-year-old, the 2-year-old. I just don't know, officers. And they go look at the medicine cabinet. She's on 4 or 5. The average Texas foster child, it's the same nationwide, is on 7 psychotropics. Until they start having seizures, they're on so many. And then it's like, oh, we'll put you on an anti-seizure med. They've had some physicians go public about this. I mean, this is hardcore. All right, and you just know, the police said we're going to arrest him if he doesn't go under psychiatric care in September, and they won't say if he's under psychiatric care. They always work while it's big news, keep it quiet. In a few months it's going to come out. I'm going to be here on the show with the article that guy was loaded up on stuff. I'll bet my bottom dollar he was on Ritalin-type drugs from the time he was about 10, because the school demanded it. Schools ordered me on Ritalin, and my dad said no way. And he went in with literature about how it shrunk the size of the brain and all that, and they shut up because I was raising my hand a lot, stuff like that. Kind of like you get a little puppy and it's running around, on the floor wanting to play with you. Do you drug a puppy because they're doing that? No. It's what young mammals do. See, I said I'd take a lot of calls, and I'm not taking a lot of calls, am I? Who's up next here, John? Tony in Florida, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. How's it going, man?
Oh, pretty good.
I wanted to share with you, I'm a former Bright House Networks employee, and I had actually called you when they were training us on how to listen to the phone calls and tell whether the customers were arguing and to document things like that. And a buddy of mine, I no longer work with the company. For some reason, about a month after I called you, I was let go from my job at Bright House. But two friends of mine who have Bright House both had the Jesse Ventura episodes taken off their DVR. And when they told me about it, I thought they were absolutely nuts because as someone who worked there, we were taught that we can't do that. And when I went over my one friend's house and I searched on his DVR log, there's a place that you can go to see when something is removed and when something's put on, no matter why it's removed, whether it's full or whether you just take it off. And the show did not even list that it was ever even recorded or taken off. And that just shocked the crap out of me because I had watched it on his DVR, and I said, surely the DVR was just full, and that's why it came off.
And listen, it's still on YouTube, though they're jerking it down off certain sites, the police state episode. There's only on one version 120,000, another 80,000, another 50,000. I mean, there's not even 500,000 views of the police state episode. I'm here on a syndicated show telling people, folks, you better watch it. You better get it. I mean, we're not making up that Homeland Security threatened True TV to remove it, and then there was an attempt to cover that up until Ventura went public. And then now they're threatening all these different DVR companies. There's litigation going on or starting behind the scenes where some companies go, we have a contract that we're allowed to have that on people's things. And I mean, this is a big news issue that they're now using DVRs to remote erase things. We wrote articles about it weeks ago. No mainstream news, no nothing. But over a decade after I was first told this, operators, cable people, telephone company folks, private plumbers with any big company, large parts of the profit of those companies is the tattletale money. I saw 60 Minutes years ago about a guy, he sued for discrimination. A black guy owned a arborist company, and he would fly to Houston and other cities to go see the trees he was buying. Then they're shipped by 18-wheeler. And one place liked cash, so we got a discount. And the woman behind the counter saw that he paid for the ticket with cash and stuff. This was like in the late 90s. And had the air marshal steal his money and take it. And they ruled, we can take your money. Doesn't matter if you got receipts or you're buying trees. And the point is, there's spies everywhere. And, I had a guy from the carpet company call the police on me years ago, or try to when he got back, and they said, no, you're allowed to have guns in Texas. And he's in my house, he sees a gun, and tries to call the cops. I mean, this is mental illness. And, yeah, the cable guy's spying on you. And it's so creepy when you got to have work people from big companies in your house, and they walk in, they ask questions, and you're sitting there trying to read a newspaper or play with blocks with your kids on the floor, and they'll try to act like they're being friendly talking to you, but the questions and the order. And it's just like, come on, man. I'm here to pay you money. The cops can't get in here without a warrant, but you're in here spying on me. And I don't even do that. But then I made the mistake of, telling the Enterprise rent-a-car lady that, and she went ahead and double charged me just to show she was boss. I mean, it's just a culture wanting to get taken to hell, wanting to be